Greetings, everyone. Let me start out by saying this. When you're a star seed, your life experience and path is going to be so different from everyone. You're going to be enlightened, but at the same time, if you are not smart, you become very frustrated and you miss your calling. And so, if you see a lot of negative things happening in your life, that's not indicative of you just being a person who's bad lucky. You might be a person in training. Okay? Now I want to talk about spirits and possession of spirits. And some people wonder if all spirit possession is negative, and I'm going to say no. And when you are chosen, there are times when the spirit will possess you, will completely take over your body, but you would have had to invite it over a long period of time. So even though you're selected, you're picked, you're chosen to come to this earthly realm and to, be a messenger, but you still have to recognize your calling and make yourself available. So when I used to be a Christian, I used to pray and say, use me and, you know, bring me for your purpose, and I surrender myself to you, and so on and so forth. And it was a sincere plea. And eventually, from meditation and creating that environment where the spirits understood that I was available, they came. I shared already on the platform my first experience where spirits literally came into my home with me while I was alone with my newborn baby, and I didn't understand it. I thought these things only happen in the church around people who could help you. But I was by myself, and the spirits came in and kept me for an entire day. And at the end, I learned some things. I realized what it was, and of course, it drove away fear. During the time when the spirits are there and you know for a fact, you can feel their presence, they take control of you. You have no control over your body. And all you do is praise, worship. That is spirit. And that is a good possession where at that moment the spirit is saying, I'm here with you. And what I want from you right now is praise. And so you're taught how to pray because it's not your mouth speaking. It's like you have no control over your senses. You're just, repeating what is being downloaded in your spirit. It is such an awesome thing. I have a video that I would like to share, but when I'm given permission to do so, and that was another example of, spirit taking control. I was at my altar. I was going through a 7-day fasting and prayer and meditation session with some people. And, every day at lunchtime, midday, between midday and 1 o'clock, I would offer these intercessory prayer for some people. And that day, as I was about to offer some prayer for a particular lady who was under heavy bondage, the spirits came in. And let me tell you, the funny thing is, my youngest daughter, I cannot pay her to hold a camera for me. So if I don't have a stand or a place to put my phone, she would be the last person I would call to do it for me because she hates the camera. She hates to be involved in any of this. But on that particular day, she was home. She was being homeschooled at the time. She was in her classroom, and I was just there, offering my prayer when suddenly Spirit came in and took control. And the young child got up and took a camera and visited the whole thing. Now I was not conscious because when this is happening, you're in the subconscious. And so as the spirit is having its way, the kid or the spirit led her to pick up her camera so I could see what it looks like. Let me tell you, I remember standing up and feeling my body swaying and feeling, repeating these words and just worshiping. And so as I was going with it and leading with whatever the spirit was doing, I recognized it because of my experiences. And when she showed it to me afterwards, OMG, but it reminded me, I finally see what it looked like because it had happened to me already in a church. I was in the church and it was almost finished, and the pastor was really, playing with things that were not spiritual. And so as I sat there, I literally, everyone was upstanding, putting their hands up, and, they said that they wanted to get healing and they wanted to, get breakthrough in their finances. And so as they were standing up in front of the church, I literally felt like someone lay me down on the bench, literally lay me down, put up my legs. And I was there. The Spirit was talking to me and showing me the people in the church, showing me the pastor, what he was about. That was the last day I went to that church. And so I recognized it when my daughter took the video. I said, okay, this is how it's done. After the Spirit moved and showed me and revealed things to me, and take full control where you can't control your limbs or your mind or any part of your body, and it lays me down on the floor. Now, one of the reasons I will have to edit that video, because the way I was dressed for that session, it also taught me something, that when you go before the throne, when you go with your prayer, you have to be dressed a particular way, and you have to be very modest in your apparel, because you see, if I was dressed in a moderate way, I would have been able to show that video to you. But I became undone, and so that has to be edited. But it is so phenomenal. It's so beautiful. And possession always indicates a negative thought process to some people. They think if it's possession, it's evil or it's bad. But yes, you can be possessed with bad spirits if you're inviting them. A person who is living clean and living righteous can never be possessed with demons. They can come around you and alter the way your life is, or alter some things around you in a very temporary way. Because at the end of the day, if you are chosen, if you are specially called, if this is your purpose to be a messenger, no evil spirit can possess you. No evil spirit can remain around you for too long. Okay? And so in my next video, I'm going to share some of my experiences that I've had coming face to face with demons, like real spirits that speak and possess people and speak through them. For example, there was an incident where I was speaking to a young lady who was possessed. And, she was just saying a lot and she was swearing a lot. And I remember trying to speak to her in a very calm and very respectful way, and she has this very soft voice, very gentle spirit about her. And as I was talking to her, the spirit said to me, F off. I was so frightened because the sound that was coming out of the young lady was that of a man, a male voice, a very angry male voice. And that is not a one-off situation. I've had many experiences, if not in my dream, face to face, with demons. You could be walking down the street and a random person just stops in front of you and just make utterance. Could be guidance from good spirits, and it could be, negative things from bad energy that's coming from that person or that's attached to that individual. But as the young lady was speaking to me, and out of her mouth came the sound of a man, I recognized what was happening, and I, went to get some of my tools and some things that I had prepared. And when I threw some of this, ingredients that I have, herbs and, natural things on her, she ran and screamed. The sound that came out of this human girl, the scream, she ran and she hid in the bathroom. And let me tell you, It was difficult. It was one of the most stubborn encounter I've ever had with demons. Let me tell you, I had to be on the war path. So a lot of what you see going on in the world right now, in homes, with families and whatever, some of these individuals are possessed with bad energy because of association, because of things that people do to them, because of negative things that are attached to them, or negative things that have come to their home, or some of these generational ties or bonds that needs to be broken. But the spirits are real, and they come back in the form of our ancestors. These spirit guides can take any form. Same thing is true with demons. We are physical, or we're in physical bodies, but we're spirit. Within the physical body lies the spirit. And what you feed is what you produce. So if you give in to the negative energy and vibrations, you're going to produce more of that. If you are prepared to do the work, then the spirits will, call you from inception and will mold you and teach you and bring you for that special day, for that special purpose. So throughout my life as a child, I've been a messenger, whether it be through dreams or dream interpretation, or just seeing some random stranger and having a download to share with that person, or just feeling something within my spirit and following through and, finding success or finding happiness or peace because I listened. It's a difficult conversation to have with people, because if you don't know, you don't know. And a lot of times people fear what they don't know. I'll be back with another video to share more details of my experience coming face to face with spirits, whether good or negative. And I'm just using those words, subjectively. But the spirits are here, and they're here to teach us and to guide us. Stay blessed, everyone.